Bonjour and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lac des Maines in Angers. Today I would like to talk about two political movements that exist at the moment in France. One is rather well known, I think, with the news, the Gilets jaunes, the yellow vests. We heard about this during the travel, and people talked to us about it, and they wanted to know what's going on. We didn't really know much of the basic of the backgrounds, some of it, but I wanted to start with the other movement because I find it more interesting and more important for me anyway. It's called the Colibris, and it's has been founded by Algerian philosopher, agronome, and whose name is Pierre Rabhi. And the Colibri is inspired, or there's a parable, a metaphor, which like a little story, a legend. It's called native South American legend, and it talks about the colibri, and or it talks about a fire in the forest, in the Amazonian forest, and a big fire, and all the animals are watching, mesmerized, just staring at it, and not being able to move, just shocked and hopeless. All of them except of the colibri, and I don't know if this is the real name, but the colibri, the picaflor, in Spanish, or in Portuguese maybe. He's doing back and forth runs, flights with between the fire and the river, and every time taking a drop of water and spitting it into the fire. And at one point the monkey is noticing it and talking to the colibri. What are you doing? This is senseless. You're not gonna put out the fire by your ridiculous drops of water. That you're bringing here. And so the colibri is answering, yeah, I know, I'm aware of this, but I'm doing my share of the work. And so if everybody did his or her share of the work, then they would be able to put out the fire. So inspired by this principle, which I don't find really French, typically French. The other movement is more French, but it's not really Occidental. Maybe this way, or maybe it's not even really human. This principle, or not very many humans, not very many people that I know anyway, or that I see work with this principle. With this principle, kind of a network is building up at the moment in France. It started some years ago, and there are spaces working with this principle, and education, social, environmental, ecologically fields, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and many people are inspired by this. There are some books about this, and I really like this, and I think this is really the way that sustainably we can make a big change, starting with little changes, beginning in our individual lives. Like a grassroots movement, huh? And maybe I find this even kind of Anglo-Saxon. This individual freedom, doing it, being your own master, and no or few hierarchy, little hierarchy, and yeah, doing things, learning by doing, and all that. So the other movement then would be, oh, it's already too late. Yellow vests. We're gonna talk about this in the next video. Okay, good thing I started with the Colibris. Have a good day. Bye.